We have 7 minutes to share any breadcrumbs, God winks, treasures we have picked up along the way, or if there has been anything laid upon your heart this morning to share for discussion or to simply be heard. Now would be the time to do that. Ladies, do you have anything this morning?
Well, I asked for a list of requirements for my roommate this past week, and it was all of them plus some things I didn't add to it, and it was wonderful. So he was definitely following suit and making sure that was a good fit. And we both chuckled because we both had a list, and they were all the same things that we each had on. So
That is so good.
yes.
That is so good. I love that. And what a great reminder to make a list. What a great reminder to write it down and put it out there, because that's how we manifest, right? That's how we manifest. You need to write it down. You need to put it out there. One thing that, as you were sharing that story, that comes up is like there has been that couple times where I've been clear and made the list. Sometimes the problem for me that gets in the way is like, well, I don't really know what I want, but I think even just starting that process of making the list, and whether we have to narrow it down, knock it down, draw it in, whatever it is, start the list, start the process of doing it. I mean, as we have these conversations, I always think, remember back when I made that list and it all happened, just a great reminder here that you are sharing. But it is sometimes, you think, oh, but I don't really know. I don't really know what I want, or it's just not super clear. Like, that is a great reminder, and a breadcrumb for me, Brenda, of to just start the list. Just start the list, make the list, or maybe it's just a different, a smaller aspect that you're needing to get clear on, instead of the whole trip. Maybe it's just that one today, to do it today, just that one thing, that one small thing, which will lead to that bigger thing. I love that. Thank you for bringing that up. That obviously stirs up a lot in me.
Yeah, well, and that's the truth for a lot of things. If we acknowledge just by starting, the items on the list will grow and will become, what it's supposed to be. You'll start to think more about it. You'll have, yeah, that's a good idea. I want that to be added, or, oh, I want that in a characteristic. And if you just start, that's all it takes. And then those other things will come.
Yeah, definitely. And how long ago did you start your list? Or was that kind of like, I should really make a list of what I want? Like what was your process of getting to that place of like, I'm going to manifest my perfect roommate?
Well, as soon as I found out that we had to have a roommate, that it wasn't just ourselves in a room, unless you brought a spouse or somebody. And because I didn't know anybody else going, I was like, well, this is it. So it was 4 weeks ago.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah. Anything else stirring up?
I think it can also be powerful.
Kelly.
I think it can also be powerful to know what you don't want. And sometimes that's where you can start, is what you're clear on that you don't want. And then that can help you see what you do want. And I know for myself that sometimes where I start, if I'm really unclear on what it is that I want, like when it comes to my needs I look at, okay, well, where do I get upset? Where do I easily go to the negative? And then I can say, okay, that's a moment where a need is not being met. What is the need in that moment? How can I address that need myself? How can I have a conversation with someone else that may be involved to see how they can help me get my need met? So, sometimes it can be helpful to start with the flip side, and then work your way to the other side.
Yeah, I love that and definitely agree as in getting stuff off the list or out of the thought process, but we don't want to stay in that camp because thoughts become things. And if I know from my personal experience as well, and it just takes me back to one huge time in my life where I was like, I do not want that. I do not want that. I do not want that. And that's what I created. I got that. So just not staying in that camp, like using it as a checklist to like, yep, don't want that, but just not staying in the camp of nope, that is definitely not what I want. That is definitely not what I want, because you know what, then we get that, at least in my experience. So I love that. I love that. Thank you, ladies, for bringing this all to the table. What a great stirring this morning. And we'll head on over to Lexio. Have a great day, you guys.